For so many seniors, that first cup of coffee in the morning feels like comfort, a familiar moment that starts the day. The smell, the warmth, the quiet peace before everything begins. But here's the truth very few people talk about. After 60, your body doesn't process coffee the same way it used to. The same habits that once gave you focus and energy may now be quietly aging your body faster, draining your energy, disrupting your sleep, and even weakening your heart and bones. Recent studies from the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Health have confirmed that small daily coffee mistakes, the ones millions of seniors repeat without a second thought, can lead to increased acid levels, hormonal imbalances, and chronic inflammation, which are key drivers of aging. But coffee itself isn't the problem. When used wisely, it can actually protect your brain, support your heart, and even slow aging. The difference is how and when you drink it. So in this video, we'll uncover 7 common coffee habits that make seniors age faster, the science behind each one, and the real-life examples of how these habits affect older adults every single day. And don't worry, in our next video, I'll show you the best ways to fix them, so you can keep your coffee ritual while protecting your long-term health. But first, let's start with one of the most common and damaging habits: drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Number 1. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. For most seniors, this is how the morning begins. You wake up, head straight to the kitchen, and pour that first comforting cup of coffee. You might think, it wakes me up and helps me start my day. But if you're drinking coffee before eating anything, especially after 60, your body might be paying a silent price. Here's why. As we age, our stomach lining naturally becomes thinner and more sensitive. Coffee, even when black or unsweetened, triggers the production of stomach acid. When there's no food to absorb that acid, it starts to irritate the stomach wall, leading to heartburn, bloating, or that dull, burning discomfort many older adults just assume is normal. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that seniors who drink coffee on an empty stomach are nearly 50% more likely to experience reflux and digestive irritation. And over time, that irritation doesn't just stay in the stomach. It affects nutrient absorption, especially calcium and magnesium, which are crucial for bone strength and nerve function. Let's take a real example. Margaret, a 71-year-old from California, loved her morning black coffee. She often skipped breakfast and said it helped her stay light and focused. But after years, she began struggling with acid reflux and fatigue. When her doctor suggested she eat a small snack before her coffee, even just half a banana or a piece of toast, her symptoms improved within days. And that's not all. Coffee on an empty stomach also spikes cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. For younger people, that spike can fade quickly. But for seniors, cortisol levels stay higher for longer, disrupting blood sugar control and accelerating inflammation. 2 major factors in premature aging. A 2021 study in Nutrients Journal found that adults over 60 who consumed caffeine before breakfast had higher cortisol levels for up to 3 hours after drinking coffee. Chronic high cortisol has been linked to fatigue, belly fat, and even memory decline. So, if you've been drinking coffee before breakfast for years, don't worry, you're not alone, and it's an easy fix. Eat something small before your first sip: a few almonds, half a banana, or a slice of whole grain toast. That simple change protects your stomach, balances your hormones, and helps your body use caffeine more efficiently. And remember, in the next video, I'll show you exactly what foods pair best with coffee for seniors to maximize energy and protect digestion. So stay tuned, because this one small adjustment can make your morning coffee truly work for your health, not against it. Number 2. Drinking coffee too late in the day. Many seniors enjoy an afternoon or even evening cup of coffee, maybe while reading, watching the news, or chatting with friends after dinner. It feels relaxing and harmless. But here's the reality. After age 60, your body processes caffeine much more slowly. What used to give you a pleasant energy boost can now quietly interfere with your sleep, heart rhythm, and hormone balance. You see, caffeine blocks adenosine, a natural compound that builds up in your brain during the day and helps you feel sleepy at night. When adenosine can't do its job, you might not feel awake, but your brain stays in a subtle state of alertness. For younger adults, Caffeine clears out of the body in about 4 to 6 hours. For seniors, it can linger for up to 12 hours or more. That means the coffee you drink at 2 or 3 p.m. could still be disrupting your sleep at midnight. A 2020 study in the Journal of Sleep Health found that older adults who consumed caffeine after 2 p.m. lost an average of 40 to 50 minutes of deep sleep each night. And it's that deep sleep, not the total hours, that allows your body to repair tissues, balance hormones, and clear waste from the brain. When you lose deep sleep, even just a little, the effects build up fast. You may notice slower thinking, lower energy, and more frequent mood changes. Over time, poor sleep accelerates inflammation, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of memory decline. Let's take the story of James, a 68-year-old from Ohio. He loved his evening coffee while watching TV, saying it helped him digest dinner. But he often woke up around 2 or 3 a.m., restless and unable to fall back asleep. When he finally stopped drinking coffee after 1 p.m., his sleep improved within days. And so did his energy and focus. It's not just about sleep either. Caffeine late in the day also reduces melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. When melatonin stays low, your blood pressure can rise, and your body's repair cycle slows down. That means slower recovery, faster aging, and even increased risk of heart disease. A 2021 report from the National Sleep Foundation warned that poor sleep in seniors is directly linked to higher rates of cardiovascular complications and cognitive decline. So here's the takeaway. If you're over 60, try keeping your last cup of coffee before 1 p.m. That gives your body plenty of time to process the caffeine and restore its natural sleep rhythm. And in our next video, we'll go deeper into how seniors can enjoy coffee and protect their sleep, including caffeine-free options that still taste rich and satisfying. Number 3. Adding too much sugar or flavored syrups. For many seniors, coffee isn't complete without a little sweetness. Maybe it's a spoon of sugar, a drizzle of flavored syrup, or a caramel latte from your favorite cafe. It tastes comforting, familiar, a small joy to start the day. But over time, this habit can quietly accelerate aging from the inside out. Here's why. Sugar triggers inflammation, the underlying cause of nearly every age-related condition, from heart disease to arthritis to memory decline. And when sugar is combined with caffeine, that inflammatory effect becomes even stronger. Researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that older adults who consumed sweetened coffee drinks daily had a 57% higher risk of developing insulin resistance, a condition that makes it harder for your body to manage blood sugar. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, brain fog, and type 2 diabetes. The problem with syrups and flavored creamers is that they don't just add sugar, they add liquid sugar. These forms enter your bloodstream faster than solid food, spiking your blood glucose almost immediately. And each spike is followed by a crash, the mid-morning slump that leaves you tired and craving more caffeine or sugar. Take Patricia, a 66-year-old from Texas. She loved her morning vanilla latte. It felt like a daily treat. But she couldn't understand why her energy dropped by 10 a.m. and why she started gaining weight even though she hadn't changed her diet. When she switched from flavored lattes to unsweetened coffee with a dash of cinnamon, her blood sugar stabilized, and she felt more alert throughout the day. And it's not just about blood sugar. High sugar intake also affects your skin and organs. When sugar binds to proteins in the body, it forms advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These compounds damage collagen and elastin, the very fibers that keep your skin firm and your blood vessels flexible. In short, sugar ages you at the cellular level. A 2022 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that adults with high sugar coffee habits had significantly higher levels of AGEs. The same compounds linked to faster wrinkling, stiffer joints, and reduced circulation. It's easy to see how this habit slips in. Coffee is bitter, and after 60, our taste buds become less sensitive, making us crave sweetness more. But those extra packets or pumps can quietly undo many of the health benefits of coffee. If you're wondering what to do instead, don't worry. In our next video, I'll show you several ways to make your coffee taste naturally sweet without raising your blood sugar or inflammation levels. You'll be surprised how simple and delicious the alternatives are. But first, let's move to the next hidden aging habit. One that's disguised as a healthier choice, but often does more harm than good: using artificial or non-dairy creamers. Number 4. Using artificial or non-dairy creamers. For decades, many coffee drinkers, especially seniors, have been told that non-dairy creamers are the healthier option. They're convenient, shelf-stable, and often advertised as lactose-free or low-fat. But what most people don't realize is that these products are far from natural, and they could be quietly harming your health. Most commercial creamers, whether liquid or powdered, contain a long list of synthetic ingredients: hydrogenated oils, artificial flavors, thickeners, and stabilizers. These are chemical additives designed to make the product look creamy, taste rich, and last longer, not to nourish your body. One of the biggest concerns is hydrogenated oil, also known as trans fat. Even in small amounts, trans fats are dangerous because they increase LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower HDL, good cholesterol. Over time, that imbalance can stiffen your arteries and raise your risk of heart disease, a condition already common among older adults. A large-scale study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 60 who consumed trans fats daily had a 28% higher risk of heart attack compared to those who avoided them. And even products labeled zero trans fat can legally contain up to 0.5 grams per serving, meaning that if you use creamer multiple times a day, it adds up quickly. Another hidden danger is titanium dioxide, a whitening agent used to give creamers that smooth, milky look. It's the same chemical found in some paints and sunscreens. In 2021, researchers in the Journal of Toxicological Sciences discovered that titanium dioxide could damage DNA and accelerate oxidative stress, both linked to premature aging and cognitive decline. Then there's the issue of corn syrup solids and maltodextrin, two highly processed sugars often hiding under innocent names. These ingredients raise your blood sugar almost instantly, causing sharp energy spikes and crashes. Over time, they can worsen insulin resistance and promote weight gain, especially around the midsection, something many seniors struggle with. Let's look at a real case. Richard, a 69-year-old retired engineer from Illinois, used powdered creamer for over 20 years. The kind you just scoop into your coffee, he said. When his doctor noticed rising cholesterol and mild liver inflammation, Richard cut out the creamer and switched to a splash of whole milk. Within 3 months, his cholesterol improved, and his energy felt more stable throughout the day. The truth is, these non-dairy creamers aren't healthier. They're just more artificial. And the older we get, the more sensitive our bodies become to chemical additives and processed oils. If you can, choose simple, natural options: organic milk, unsweetened almond milk, or oat milk fortified with calcium and vitamin D. These provide real nutrients your body can use, not chemicals it has to fight to eliminate. And don't worry, in our follow-up video, I'll show you exactly how to make your coffee creamy, rich, and delicious without using these synthetic creamers. Your heart and liver will thank you for it. Now, let's move to another habit that's just as common and just as harmful when ignored: not drinking enough water after your coffee. Number 5. Not drinking enough water after coffee. Here's a habit that almost every senior overlooks: drinking coffee throughout the day, but forgetting to drink enough water. It might seem harmless because, after all, coffee is mostly water, right? But the truth is, coffee acts as a mild diuretic, which means it makes your body lose fluids faster than it takes them in. And after 60, that can have serious consequences. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes weaker. Many older adults simply don't feel thirsty, even when their bodies are already dehydrated. Add several cups of coffee into that mix, and you could be slowly draining your body of the fluids it needs to keep your brain sharp, your heart steady, and your joints flexible. A Harvard School of Public Health study found that seniors who relied on coffee as their main source of hydration had a 37% higher risk of fatigue, brain fog, and dizziness due to mild dehydration. Another study in the Journal of Gerontology revealed that even a 2% drop in body water, something that can happen after just 2 or 3 cups of coffee without water, can impair memory, balance, and focus in older adults. Let's take a real example. Henry, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Michigan, proudly said he drank 5 cups of black coffee a day and never touched water. Over time, he began experiencing frequent headaches, lightheadedness, and dry mouth. His doctor told him to drink 1 glass of water after every cup of coffee. Within a week, the headaches disappeared, and his energy became more consistent throughout the day. Dehydration in seniors doesn't always look like thirst. Sometimes it shows up as muscle cramps, fatigue, confusion, or even irregular heartbeat. The kidneys also become less efficient with age, meaning your body struggles to maintain fluid balance. Combine that with caffeine's diuretic effect, and the result is a body constantly fighting to stay hydrated. A 2021 review published in Nutrients Journal confirmed that seniors who drank 3 or more cups of coffee per day without balancing it with water were significantly more likely to experience dehydration symptoms, fatigue, weakness, and low blood pressure, even if they didn't feel thirsty. So, if you're over 60, a simple rule can make a huge difference. For every cup of coffee, drink 1 glass of water. It's that easy. This small act helps your kidneys flush out waste, keeps your heart rhythm steady, and supports your brain's oxygen supply. Your morning cup of coffee should energize you, not deplete you. A glass of water beside your mug might seem like a small thing, but it's one of the most powerful ways to protect your health, especially as you age. And in the next video, I'll explain why proper hydration actually enhances the benefits of coffee, from sharper thinking to better blood flow. So if you haven't yet, subscribe and stay tuned. Now let's move on to another subtle but damaging mistake, a habit that tricks millions of seniors every morning, using coffee as a replacement for breakfast. Number 6. Using coffee as a replacement for breakfast. This one is incredibly common, and perhaps one of the most harmful habits for seniors. Many older adults wake up, pour a hot cup of coffee and think, "I'm not really hungry, I'll eat later." It feels convenient, light, and even healthy. But over time, replacing breakfast with coffee can take a serious toll on your body, especially after 60. Here's why. Coffee gives a temporary burst of alertness by stimulating cortisol, your body's stress hormone. That's part of what helps you feel awake. But when there's no real food to balance it out, cortisol spikes even higher. And for seniors, that means more than just feeling jittery. It means your blood sugar drops faster, your metabolism slows, and your body begins breaking down muscle tissue for energy. A 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who skipped breakfast but consumed coffee were 65% more likely to experience unstable blood sugar and fatigue later in the day. And because muscle mass naturally declines with age, this habit can accelerate weakness, slower movement, and even falls. Let's look at a real-life example. Linda, a 70-year-old from Arizona, drank 2 cups of coffee every morning and didn't eat until noon. She said it kept her light and focused. But by mid-morning, she often felt shaky, anxious, and tired. Her doctor explained that her blood sugar was dropping too quickly, forcing her body to release more cortisol. When Linda began having a small breakfast before coffee, a slice of whole grain toast and a boiled egg, her energy stabilized, and her morning anxiety disappeared. Skipping breakfast also affects your brain. After a night's rest, your brain relies on glucose to function properly. Coffee without food gives you stimulation, not fuel. That's why many seniors experience that morning brain fog or forgetfulness after only a few hours of being awake. In fact, a 2022 study from Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience revealed that older adults who consistently skipped breakfast showed 20% slower memory recall and higher cortisol levels throughout the day. The researchers concluded that breakfast is not just about calories. It's about signaling your brain that it's safe, nourished, and ready to function. And here's something many don't realize. Caffeine on an empty stomach increases acid and irritates the digestive system, especially when combined with no food intake for several hours. Over time, that can lead to gastritis, bloating, or even ulcers, issues that become more common with age. So what can you do instead? Don't worry, you don't need a big breakfast. Even a small balanced meal, like yogurt with fruit, oatmeal, or a few nuts, before your coffee can make all the difference. It helps stabilize blood sugar, protects your stomach, and ensures your caffeine works with your body, not against it. In our next video, I'll show you exactly what kind of breakfast pairs best with coffee for seniors, to improve focus, digestion, and long-lasting energy. But for now, just remember this: coffee is not breakfast. It's a companion to it. And now, let's move to the final bad habit. One that hides inside your coffee cup, but could be the most dangerous of all. Drinking coffee that isn't clean or contains toxic chemicals. Number 7. Not choosing clean chemical-free coffee. Here's one habit that almost no one talks about, and yet, it may be the most important one of all. The quality of your coffee. Most seniors buy coffee the same way they have for years, based on flavor, price, or convenience. But what if I told you that some of the coffees sitting on supermarket shelves right now contain chemical residues, mold toxins, and even heavy metals that can quietly harm your brain, your heart, and your liver over time? Coffee is one of the most heavily processed beverages in the world. From farming to roasting to packaging, there are dozens of steps, and each one can introduce harmful compounds if not handled correctly. For example, many low-cost or mass-produced coffee brands use beans that have been exposed to pesticides, stored in humid warehouses where mold can grow, or decaffeinated using harsh industrial solvents. One of the most concerning chemicals is methylene chloride, commonly used in cheap decaf coffee. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, classifies it as a probable human carcinogen. Even though companies claim it evaporates during roasting, independent tests from Stanford University found detectable residues in several commercial decaf brands. For seniors, whose liver and kidney function naturally slow with age, even trace amounts can build up over time. A 2022 study published in Food and Chemical Toxicology reported that older adults exposed to methylene chloride through coffee and other sources were at a significantly higher risk of cognitive decline and liver stress. And it's not just decaf. Non-organic coffee beans often contain residues from pesticides like chlorpyrifos, a compound banned in several countries but still detected in imported beans. Over time, these chemicals increase oxidative stress in the body, damaging cells and speeding up the aging process. Let's take an example. Evelyn, a 74-year-old from Oregon, had been drinking instant coffee for years because it was quick and easy. She began experiencing headaches and stomach discomfort, but never connected it to her coffee. When her doctor suggested switching to organic, single-origin coffee, her symptoms gradually disappeared, and she said her coffee tasted cleaner and smoother than ever before. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I've been drinking this coffee for years. And that's exactly why this matters. The effects of these toxins aren't immediate. They build up quietly over time, adding strain to your heart, liver, and brain. The good news is, you don't have to guess which coffee is safe. On this channel, we've already covered it in detail. If you haven't watched them yet, check out our 2 previous videos. 4 Worst Coffees for Seniors, where we reveal the hidden dangers of everyday brands. 4 Best Coffees Every Senior Should Drink, where we share clean, research-backed options that protect your health and boost your energy naturally. You'll find both links in the description below. And trust me, they'll change how you shop for coffee forever. Choosing clean, chemical-free coffee isn't a luxury. It's a form of self-care. Every cup you drink should help your body, not burden it. Seniors, after hearing all this, one thing becomes clear. Coffee itself isn't the enemy. The real danger lies in the habits we've built around it. From skipping breakfast and drinking on an empty stomach, to loading our cups with sugar and creamers, to choosing the wrong kinds of coffee. These small choices add up quietly, year after year. And if you're over 60, your body simply doesn't process caffeine the same way it used to. Your metabolism slows down, your hormones shift, and your sensitivity to stress increases. That's why even one bad coffee habit can make a big difference, not just to your energy levels, but to your heart, your sleep, and even your memory. But here's the good news. Habits can change. And when you fix these 7 coffee mistakes, your morning cup can transform from a slow drain on your health into one of your strongest daily allies. Think about this. The same coffee that once made you jittery or tired could actually help you think more clearly, move more easily, and even age more gracefully, if brewed and enjoyed the right way. That's exactly what I'll show you in my next video. How to fix these 7 bad coffee habits and turn them into healthy rituals that support your heart, brain, and joints after 60. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Tips for Seniors and tap that bell icon because you don't want to miss it. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. It really helps more seniors find this kind of life-changing information. Share it with a friend or family member who drinks coffee every day and might be unknowingly hurting their health. You could be doing them a huge favor. Remember, seniors, your health, your clarity, and your strength don't have to fade with age. Every small change you make, even something as simple as how you drink your coffee, can add years of vitality to your life. So tomorrow morning, as you pour that first cup, ask yourself, is this cup helping me stay young and strong, or slowly wearing me down? Because the answer is in your hands, one sip at a time. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep taking care of yourself, one healthy choice at a time.